opinion that Fuzzy Koski and Dennis Bitterman have from the beginning used their positions as trustees to destroy this village. They have done nothing but harass, intimidate, and threaten during these last 3 years. Countless times Bitterman has stated in meetings that we are corrupt, the lawsuits will not stop, and they have not. Koski has gone so far as calling employees, taxpayers that did not agree with his opinion to jeopardizing their jobs. The media has bombarded this good village due to these representatives. They have accused us of all kinds of atrocities and to date have not proven any intentional wrongdoing. At the last special meeting, a protest was held sponsored by Koski and Bitterman. The protesters held signs and offended village residents by yelling negative things at them while their attorney filmed everything. Bitterman's son-in-law, the one that lost his hand in the explosion at the bar, harassed a taxpayer in attendance by telling her to go cash another government check. Brandy Bitterman and insulted the village attorney. Mr. Kelly, a follower of theirs, came up to myself and Sue Dingle, accusing Sue of having an affair with Chief Resnick and that she was getting her car paid for by him. This is defamation of character and an attack on Sue in order to destroy her personality, or destroy her personally. After that so-called peaceful demonstration, while we were walking to our cars, we were verbally attacked by Mr. and Mrs. Kramer, the former Brandy Bitterman and her husband, and others. I worried for our safety that night. Bitterman and Koski just stood there and watched as their attorney filmed this fiasco. This is the kind of conduct that makes our village look rogue and unprofessional and keeps us from moving in a positive direction. The Bitterman sued the village council because we sent out a factual flyer in order to inform the residents of what is going on in the village. Now we're being sued by them because we used the words frivolous lawsuits. But in public counsel, Dennis Bitterman has accused me of cheating, lying during depositions. He has repeatedly insulted other council members and their families during our monthly meeting. This type of conduct continues at every meeting and is detrimental to the residents of the village of Oakley because we are unable to properly conduct a real business of this village. I am feeling harassed and ashamed of the behavior in the council meetings. In reality, is Mr. Bitterman, who continually violates the law by accuses everyone else, as it has been his past practice with liquor license violations. It is hard for the other members of this council and myself to keep a positive attitude. For the purpose of keeping this village afloat with the negative things Koski and Bitterman are doing, they have never informed the village council nor tried to resolve their differences prior to filing these lawsuits. They filed as duly elected officials, but instead to the detriment of the village taxpayers who are now paying the bill for this assault on our village. It is my opinion these two representatives are using their position for their own gain, which we all know is getting rid of chiefs of police and the police department. This is a blatant abuse of power. Their small-town attorney is using this village to build his career. His website now shows the growth that he has claimed using our tax dollars. I want to know why they have their attorney present at every meeting and filming us. This, I believe, is for intimidation purposes, but it clearly is not working. It is difficult and almost impossible for me to continue to focus on the important business of this village with this kind of harassment. I have had multiple residents tell me they would attend the meetings, but do not because they worry they would be attacked verbally or even harassed, as many of us have. I do not believe that the village council members nor the village taxpayers should be subjected to this kind of attack. The lawsuits they have filed include, among other things, are for alleged harassment by the police department, ownership of a pond owned by the village, a street owned by the village, FOIA violations, President Pro Tem positions, a newsletter, and paying insurance that needed to be paid. Nothing positive has ever come out of Bitterman or Koski or Wolf's election to this village council, nor have they done anything positive for the village. I am speaking.
So what? Keep going. You
So
interrupt all the time too, huh?
I have the floor right now.
Take it.
I've got it. They have destroyed the reserve unit that has funded the village for years, and never have we had any problems until they came into office. This nauseating abuse of power being used by these representatives is destroying our village and taking it one step closer to bankruptcy. It is time for the residents of this village to stand up and be heard and demand that this type of abuse of power and unprofessional conduct be immediately stopped before it completely destroys our village. Very truly yours, Cheryl, Bolf, Village